Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I recently had dinner with Mr. B, Nick Burafato from Link2, who is one of my sponsors. But I had dinner, my son, my oldest son, and I had dinner with him, and he had never met in person my son, but he had heard, as many of you have, he had heard from the time my son, I think, was 12 or something like that. He'd been listening to me talk about my son in a baseball cage from that long ago, and now my son's 18, heading into college to play JUCO baseball. So it was kind of weird for him, I guess, to meet him after all that time, but we had a great dinner and great conversation. And as Mr. B said when we were at dinner, one of the coolest things about all of this, the whole social media thing, has been all the relationships that have been made. And Mr. B and Brad Combs have been two of my best friends I've made. Never would have thought I'd be friends with some guy that lives down in South Florida and a guy that lives in Maryland. But those are two of my closest friends, real friends. And speaking of Link2, they just added Ripple to, and you're going to want to know that. They just added Ripple private equity back to the platform, and that's important because the price of XRP is booming. I believe the price is booming right now because of the lead up to the real USD stablecoin and probably an XRP ETF, and so things are getting interesting. Yesterday I brought this up and I wanted to just bring it up again. I have a link to this in the top of the description. When I got COVID, I had ordered, because they kept ivermectin from us last time, I found out where I could get it, and I had ordered ivermectin so that if I got COVID, I could have it. Many of you may remember Joe Rogan during COVID telling the story about how everybody was saying don't use ivermectin, but he did, and it went away in a day. And I'm not a doctor. I'm not saying that that's what will happen, but the wellness company sells these emergency kits that include ivermectin, Z-Packs, and also other things. There's a whole bunch of stuff. It's a medical emergency kit, and it has all kinds of different things in it. But I thought it'd be a good idea to have one for my family, so I went to that company and I decided I would join their program, and they gave me a way. If you use the code DAI, you get 10% off on these. So the link to this is in the description. The code is DAI, and look at our price of XRP. We are headed to 64 cents right now. The XRP is moving right now. Check this out. XRP is leaving the station. We like the sound of that. There's a lot of great tweets this morning. Here's Dark Defender. There's been no change in the monthly time frame. Targets are the same. Today, I set wave 3 shorter towards $1.88, which can also extend the 585 Fibonacci level. XRP is breaking the monthly resistance now. I like the sound of that. XRP historic breakout coming. In all my years of trading, let me see if I follow this person. Yeah. He's a Bitcoin guy, which makes me like the tweet even more. In all my years of trading, I've never seen a 7-year-long bull pennant. We might be able to witness one of the most significant breakouts in crypto history. Folks, if he's never seen one before, what that tells me is that somebody's been artificially holding it down for all these years. And I believe they're going to let it go. Sentiment below is a 10-year chart of notable altcoins and the amount of non-empty wallets hodlers on their respective networks. There's XRP Ledger at 5.24 million wallets. Look at this. Coinbase wants a court to force the SEC to review the private messages of Gary Gensler in the company's hunt for documents showing as much as he's lied, they ought to make him show his messages. The lies that we know in public after people have had to file Freedom of Information Act requests just to find out about his lies. Imagine what he lies about on his personal phone. I mean, this guy is a creep show. So I hope they do get him. Look at this. The Bitcoin logo is at the Las Vegas Sphere showing. All right, here is, and by the way, anytime you hear this guy, you'd put him in the crypto VC pump gang. So anytime you hear the people in the crypto VC pump gang talking, you know they have an agenda. Let's hear what his agenda is today.
I think what will happen in ETH, it'll be 20% of the float will be held in the ETF because so many advisors on their compliance back offices do not allow wallets of any kind. And so they can buy the ETF very much like a stock and show it directly to their clients on their statements. And I think that will suck up a lot of demand. I think it'll be very successful. I just would never pay the fees myself.
Right, so he's got a little bit of negativity on the ETH ETF thing. Well, why is that? Well, the crypto VC pump gang, remember, they've moved on to Solana. That's their play right now. He may have some other plays too. So that's how they roll.
Can't even imagine why I would do that. I think 80% of the people will eventually go to the exchanges the same way that they go to exchanges for stocks. And so I see very low fees, I see total transparency, I see complete compliance and lots of liquidity in the traditional manner. So it's kind of ironic that we've gone through the whole crypto cowboy phase and we're right back to where crypto should be, integrated into the world's global financial services system.
All right. And then check this out. 2024 Institutional Investor Presentation confirms the great wealth transfer is coming.
I'll ask you to give your thoughts for the years ahead.
Yeah, as Joanna said, adoption is for sure going to go up. We will see more liquidity coming into digital assets, which leads to more professionalization. As already mentioned also before by Joanna, demand is currently or will be much greater than supply, which also will have its effect. And not to be underestimated also the great wealth transfer, which we are in the middle of now, which will have a crucial importance for digital assets. And yeah, it's interesting times to be alive, I would say.
You got that right. Donald Trump has said that he never discussed or thought of Jamie Dimon or Larry Fink for the U.S. Treasury Secretary, which that's a good thing. Look at this from Kim.com. The end of the U.S. empire is near. Get out of the U.S. dollar, get into gold, ride out the economic depression and hyperinflation, then use your gold to buy back into other assets when they are cheap as dirt. The EU will crumble too, as they are embedded in the U.S. debt system. I think that's good advice. From Vet, trajectory of XRP Ledger automated market makers up and growing. Bootstrapping is always the hardest part, but rewarding at the end. So the XRP pooled is 9.2 million. All right, then we've got, speaking of the crypto VC pump gang, here's Mike Novogratz. Now, what all these guys, and you have to remember, folks, for a lot of these guys, liberalism is their religion. And so they're having the hardest time accepting that their party screwed them on the crypto. Didn't just screw them, but continues to screw them. And is not stopping screwing them. They are trying to sell themselves on this idea that somehow Kamala Harris is different than Joe Biden and the people that have been running Operation Choke Point 2.0. Folks, they just coronated her without a vote, by the way. She was not voted for democratically. They just coronated her because she's easily controllable, just like the guy who craps his pants on stage. We have been, it's really just a coup. These people, somebody has to hold them accountable. because they've been lying about the health of the president for how many years? And who's been running the country? I know who's been running the country, but I don't talk about that out here. But these people are trying their best to convince themselves that somehow Kamala is going to be different for them. If Kamala was going to be different, she would have already fired Gary Gensler and reversed everything.
I would love, the presumptive nominee, Kamala Harris, to show up at Bitcoin Nashville, too, because I don't want crypto to be Republican good, Democrat.
Well, tough crap. We've been through over 3+ years of this party you seem to love so much trying to crush crypto. Tough crap.
And I don't think that's going to be the case with Biden stepping down. I think the Gary Gensler, Elizabeth Warren faction, or at least I hope, I think.
Even if they did try to pivot at this point, why in the hell would you trust them?
I hope we'll have a lot less.
How many times have these people lied in their mission to destroy crypto over the last 3+ years?
Around crypto legislation, and a lot more of the rational Democrats who look at this as a technology that America needs are going to show up. But make no bones about it, Trump is seizing, Bitcoin, and once.
I feel compelled to retweet and make a comment here. Sorry, Novo, you are full of crap. These people have run Operation Choke Point 2.0, trying to destroy crypto for over 3 years. They have used Gary to lie as necessary to achieve that end. Why on earth would you trust these anti-crypto liars now? Because that's what they are. Well, turns out Tyler Winklevoss gets it. Talk is cheap. She would need to start by immediately firing Gary Gensler, withdrawing all SEC enforcement actions against good actors, and ending Operation Choke Point 2.0. She won't do this, so she won't stand a chance in winning back the crypto voting bloc. Time for change. Then Meta Lawman says he's retweeting this, where Mark Cuban's acting like Kamala Harris is going to all of a sudden be great for crypto. A crypto pivot, ignore what they say, watch what they do. This is really easy. Do they acknowledge and revoke Operation Choke Point 2.0? And tell Senator Warren to piss off. Fire Gary Gensler and appoint crypto industry veteran. 3, drop cases against Ripple, Coinbase, Kraken, Binance, and Consensus. 4, sign bill repealing SOB 121. 5, grant Custodia Bank a federal master account for starters, which they're not going to do, folks. These people are liars. They're liars. All they want, right now, all they want is a CBDC that they can control you with. They don't want anybody to have private cryptocurrency where they can choose not to be in the government control. That's what Senator Warren wants. That's what all these people have wanted. Now, you think these people are just liars about crypto? These people are pure evil. This isn't maybe or okay, maybe, well, we're not sure. No, it's becoming pretty darn clear at this point for all American people. These people are pure evil. They don't need to be anywhere near. In fact, I'd be sending the military into the White House right now if I could do it, because these people the people that lied about the condition of this president for all these years, that's a coup, folks, because they've been running the country. Somebody besides the president of the United States who's elected has been making the decisions, folks. So in DAIXRP.com, I'm going to show you how bad it really is, because it's a lot worse than what I just described. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends and family that away we go.